and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So you'll see here I have another new pen for review, and this is the Esterbrook Rocky Top. And you'll see there it says the right pen for the way you write. Now this is the ESPRT 10B Oversize. So this is the oversized version, and B stands for broad. So this is a broad nib version of the Rocky Top in the oversize. Now I have reviewed recently a Esterbrook SD Sparkle Red Garnet, and that was oversized. And I have to say I bought this one at the same time. So I bought this from Colt Pens in the winter sale, and I also added my Penultimate 10 code to get another 10% off. So I got about 20% off from Colt Pens. So I think let's unbox this pen, and you'll see here Esterbrook SD. Now it does have this magnetic style flap there to the case, and you'll see here America's Original Reborn. If I just remove I'll try to get this out, the pen bed, you'll see a few other things here. You get the Esterbrook, and this is a cleaning cloth, so that's very nice. You'll also get a standard short cartridge, and you'll also receive this, which is a diamond cast and Esterbrook. Diamond cast is created with real gem quality diamonds that are ethically sourced as reclaimed chips directly from diamond cutters. So yes, this is a diamond cast pen. So it does have real diamond dust inside the material of this pen. So I think let's just put this pen bed back in, and we'll remove the pen, and I will show you the pen in a little bit more detail. So this is the Esterbrook SD, and this is the Rocky Top, and this is the oversized version. The Rocky Top is a limited edition, and it does come in a regular size and an oversized version. And I went for the oversized because I like large pens, and I simply cannot lie. So here is the oversized version. So you can see it is a cigar-shaped pen. It tapers down to this cap finial here, and it tapers down to that body finial there. Nothing on it other than the material. Now, so the cap does taper in to the cap finial. It tapers out to where you would have normally a cap band, but Esterbrook have not been doing cap bands on their latest newer models, but they have put in here Esterbrook in gold. So you see the Esterbrook logo, which honestly I think is a nice touch. There is a slight step down, and then the body starts to taper down to what is that body finial. So I think it is a really nice sort of shaped pen. Now, in terms of the material, you'll see here it's got this lovely diamond dust where it sparkles inside that material. And I have to say, I really did fall in love with this Rocky Top material. I like the orange and whites and greys, and I like having that diamond dust sparkle there as well. So this really is a beautiful material. Now it does come with just a standard Esterbrook clip there. It is springy, so you can spring and pull that clip out. For me, I don't normally use pen clips, but I know some of you do, so I thought that's worth mentioning. Now, if I unscrew the cap, what you will see here is it has a broad Yovo Esterbrook nib. This is a Yovo steel nib with an ABS plastic feed. Now, typically, I do not like medium or fine or extra fine Yovo nibs. I find that they write a little bit dry. I find they write a little bit narrow. And for me, I prefer a wetter writing experience. So I typically, when it's a Yovo nib, I go for a broad nib. So I went for a broad nib in this pen, and it doesn't disappoint. I do find Yovo nibs, certainly their broad nibs, are extremely consistent. So you will find from one pen to another, the broad nib feels and writes exactly the same, which is really good. Now, in terms of the section here, you'll see there it's really more of a cylindrical section There really isn't a taper in or taper. It's a slight taper out to the threads, but it's very, very minimal. You do have metal threads here, and then if I unscrew the body there, you'll see that it does have an international converter, and it is branded Esterbrook. You do have metal threads there, and you do have metal threads here. So I wouldn't really look at trying to eyedropper this. Not that I would want to, but I know it's something that some people do ask. So I do try to state that in my reviews. It's a really nice size pen. It is an oversize. Can I post that cap? You can. It doesn't post deeply. It does post securely, but it can wobble a little bit. So you do have to be just a little bit careful. I wouldn't want to post this cap though. This is a really long cap. Even without the cap, it's perfectly fine. Even if you held it up here on the threads, again, it's fine. But I know some of you do post your caps because you do prefer either not to lose them, or you just prefer to have that back weight to the pen. I do find that this is a nice weighty pen as well. I do like the length. I do like the girth of this pen. And you can just see though, this material really is quite stunning. The way that it sparkles or glitters with that diamond dust inside it is really, really lovely. So I'm glad that I picked this one up, and when I did, I am loving writing with this pen as well. I've actually gone through a different couple of inks putting into this pen, because the first one that I liked wrote a little bit dry. I think it was Diamine Honey, and I've gone with a more traditional brown ink in this pen now. Now I could put orange ink in here as well. That's something I am seriously thinking about doing. I could also put grey ink in here as well, because there's a lot of grey in that pen as well. So I think with that, let's do a size check. We'll do a weight check. We'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at about 155 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking at about 68 millimeters in length. And then if we look at the length of the body to the tip of the nib or tip of the tines, we're looking at about 136 millimeters in length. So that is a really, really good length, and you can see that in the size of my hand. Now, I think let's go and do a weight check, and I do have a new weighing scales, because I know a lot of you have been complaining about that some of the weight doesn't tally up between the body, the cap, and the full size. So this is a calibrated weighing scale, so it's going to be as accurate as you can get it. So the full weight of the pen, and this is inked up, is just under 33.5 grams. So that's quite a weighty pen. The weight of the cap, 11 grams exactly. And then the weight of the body, if I can try and stop the pen rolling, we're looking at, it's going to be hard because this is going to roll, around about 22.5, just over 22.5 grams. So again, that's a fairly good weight for that pen. So I think with that, let's go and do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have our Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero in the Mediterraneo. We have a Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande in the sand. We have a Montegrappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove. We have a Parker Duofold Prestige Blue Chevron. We have the Esterbrook SD Rocky Top in the Oversize. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Blue Lagoon, a Pelikan M800 Royal Gold Warden, a Penlux Masterpiece Grande. We have a Pelikan M1000 Warden Starlight, and a Montegrappa Bartolomeo Ferracina in shiny circles. So I think let's go and do a writing sample now. So this is the Esterbrook. It's the SD, and it is the Rocky Top in Oversize, and it has a broad and it's a steel Yovo nib. Now, I do like these broad nibs, and I have to say this one is no exception. It really writes well. Now, in terms of the ink in here, I did say that I put a Diamine Honey in originally, and I find that it was a little bit more of a drier ink. So I've actually put in here a Diamine, and it's Ochre, which I think is a really nice brown. It's an orangey brown, but you do see that it actually dries different to how it writes. So that is an interesting. When it writes, I find it very similar to Akamai SBRE brown. Now, in terms of line variation, this is a broad nib, and I would say that it's putting down a medium to broad line. Now, I can push it a bit more, and I do find that it will start to railroad a little bit because I am applying a lot of pressure there. So that is about as much as I would want to push it, even though it's a steel nib. Now, in terms of line consistency there is no hard starts or skips, so this is a very well tuned nib. I typically find the Yovo nibs to be very well tuned. I very rarely have any issue with a Yovo nib. Now, we'll do an ink wetness test, and we'll do a cross test. So, one thing I do find with Yovo nibs is that they are not wet writing nibs. So these are very good nibs if you wanted to, say, write in a journal, for instance. Like, this would be a very good writing experience. Now, what do I like? What do I not like about the nibs? Like, I would prefer Yovo nibs to be a little bit more wetter, but you can make them write wetter. You can also put wetter ink in them, or more lubricated ink. I do find though that this one writes very well as it stands, so I'm actually not wanting to actually make it write any wetter than it is. It's good for writing in notebooks, it's good for writing in journals. So I like that this has got the diamond cast material. I like that it's an oversized pen. I like that it's a steel nib. The price on this pen was very close to £400. So for a steel nib pen, that is a lot of money. This is a limited edition one, and it does have the diamond cast material in. I think it was around about 360, 370 at retail, and then I got about 20% off with the winter sale and my Penultimate 10 code at Colt Pens. So this is more expensive than, say, another Esterbrook Oversize, which is the Sparkle, which was about £100 more. So is it worth that £100 more? I would say probably not. It does have a beautiful material, I have to say, and I do like it. I think I would prefer this to be in the low 300s or high 200s with a steel nib, but it is what it is, and I can understand that this is a limited edition one. When I say limited edition, it's not a numbered edition, so it's more of a special edition, but still, I like this pen. Is there anything I dislike about it? Well, the price, maybe. You do have to think, like, is it really worth that for a steel nib? And you can get a lot of other pens with a gold nib for that price or less. However, I do like this pen. I do like it a lot, and I have to say I'm really loving writing with this pen. So that's my review of the Esterbrook SD Rocky Top Oversize with a broad steel Yovo nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.